Welcome to the Family Podcast Network video review of Action Alert Free Protection Program. Let's jump right into this. First off, this is the main page Action Alert website. I just typed in actionalert.com and it brought up this landing page one. I wonder if they're doing a split test there. Anyway, this actionalert.com will bring up this website. Just gives you a little bit of the information about what it is, some of the things they were featured on, what it can offer you, etc., the tools that it offers all in one. We're today, for the nature of this video, we're going to go to the Free Protection Program. You click Install Now. It'll bring up a secondary page here. Now, don't let this confuse you. This is just why should you buy our Maximum Protection Program. That's just what any good business does whenever they want you to buy their products is they pitch it first. You can go through this. Don't let it all confuse you because you go through all of this and you're like, where's my download link? Down here. No, thank you. I just want the free protection. You click Install Now. You'll install that little guy, and it'll pop up right there as Web Install. Whenever you do that Web Install, what it will offer you is, ignore this little box right here, guys. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. First off, you're going to get your standard Action Alert folder here that's going to have Help, Manager, Options, Tutorial, Viewer, and Action Alert uninstall. The Viewer will not work unless you have the Maximum, but the rest of these typically will. It also gives you your process icon that you can right-click on. You can upgrade Action Alert Manager, Help, Tutorials, Options, Viewer, the same thing. We're going to do the Action Alert Manager. You'll have to enter in your password that you will select during the installation process, and it's going to bring it up. Instead of it being a program on the computer, it's going to bring up basically a web-based managing system. Very, very cool. I like that. Select your time zone, set it up. What I love about this is that if you want to receive email or text alerts, simply drop it in there, click add, and you can add your email address, and you will get emails. We'll talk a little bit more about why that can be neat here in just a minute. So let's move on to notifications. You have your notification history. You'll notice that in almost every one of these you're going to have use the same setting for all users, apply settings per user. In the free edition, you never can select the apply settings per user. It is only for one user that you can have this set up. What you can do is drop down here, receive notifications if the user types the following words or phrases. If there are certain phrases that your kid is searching for that you don't want them to be able to link to, you can click on those things and then add them. Family Podcast Network and Huzzy are the two that I added. No offense intended by this word here, guys. This was just as an example of some of the things that you can add in. What happens is I typed in this and I entered this into a search bar. It triggered a monitored phrase. You'll notice it says user, and this is the username for my computer, and then PC, and then this one let me know what computer it was. So if we had the user of Trey's computer, this would have said Trey's computer with this computer right here is what this popped up on. Well, what this did was, because we filled out this little guy right here for the email address, whenever we did that notification and created it, in my email popped up a little notification that looked like this. You have the following notifications. This one might have said Trey on this particular computer type, this particular monitored phrase on this date at this time. If I wanted to shut him down on this computer, boom, I could have clicked that. It pops up and it'll actually block my access. And it did work. I did try this earlier, and it did block my ability to surf the internet from that point on unless I had the passcode or my password saved. Very, very neat. If Action Alert is looking at this, I might encourage you guys clean this up a little bit, make this a little easier to see. I said I read this as internet access had been shut down. I'm a glance reader. Not your fault if I'm a speed read kind of guy like that and I glance with stuff like this. But maybe you could add some bolding or some color or something like that to differentiate that it hasn't been shut down yet, but it's going to. Click that. It'll take care of that. Then you can view your settings at actionalert.com, etc. So moving back here, we've got all these set up. Very, very cool feature that you can be able to put certain words in that you can monitor. Probably one of my absolute favorites is the next one, which is time limits. So let's say you want to be able to block certain hours. Now you can notice I've already kind of pre-filled out some of these. I'm going to remove these for a minute. Let's just say there's certain hours that you don't want your kids to be able to access. So let's say Monday they have to come home from school, and you want to make sure that they get home at maybe 3:30. So you want from 3 until 6 o'clock. You don't want them to be able to access the internet. You block those certain things out, and then bam, when they come home from 3, 4, or 5, they cannot get on there until 6, 7, 8 because you want them working on their homework. So you can set that up for all week and have that to where Monday through Fridays they can't access it from there. I blocked all of these out just to show them if you want to make sure that on certain days they can't have anything that they can do, you can do that. Or if you want on Mondays for them to have all day access, you can set that up. and block certain times of the day. You can also set limits to how many minutes they use per day. So let's say you want 60 minutes per day. You type in how many you get, you apply it, and then you can also go to limit time of day. So now they can only spend 60 minutes per day on these certain days where they have free times open that aren't blocked like these are here. And they can do that, and then you click save, and then you have that set up. Now for this case, I'm going to uninstall these, or I'm going to unclick these because this is my personal PC that I don't want it blocking me here in an hour. So next off is website blocking. We're going to talk a little bit some special stuff here. And what if you just want to block access to certain sites? You don't mind them doing most things, but occasionally you want to make sure they can't go to certain stuff. Then what you can do is you can click and add something and add myspace.com, for instance. So maybe you don't want them going to that. They can go all places except these. Down here, you'll notice there's a checkbox that you can include a list maintained by Action Alert. They have a running list that allows them to block certain things that they feel are not kid-friendly. You can uncheck that so they can go anywhere they want except these sites you check in here, or you can include the Action Alert to where there's certain things that they say little kids shouldn't be going here. This is a pretty stringent list, so you'll definitely want to check that. The other option out of this that I thought was very cool was only allow access to these certain websites. I thought this was pretty dadgum cool because when I clicked on this one, then what you can do is they'll block them from everything, and then if you have certain ones you want to allow them to go to, maybe just YouTube or just Nickelodeon, or maybe you decide, nah, YouTube has some pretty risque stuff. I don't want them seeing that anymore. Now they can only go to Nickelodeon, and then you can add websites in here. Very, very cool function. Let's see, next off is your account settings. This is just if you want to change your name or your email addresses. Password can get changed here. They do have a privacy policy. Basically, they don't prostitute out your email addresses when you give it to them, which is what you want any reputable company. You want to see them doing that. Next off is usage report. It's going to open up a secondary window up here. Very cool. It'll tell you how many hours have been spent. So this is my computer's name, how many hours have been spent on there. And again, you got June and July. Next off down here, it breaks it down into my username, and then on the 18th, you'll notice today is 7/18/2012. On the 18th, I spent 3 hours on there, and that's how much it has to date. Next off is notifications. Remember those little triggers? I had the word Huzzy and Family Podcast Network. How many trigger notifications happened on July 2012? So far, we've hit 4. And then down here, it breaks it down again. You can see on the 17th and the 18th, I set this up yesterday, it triggered 2 and 2 to make a total of 4. Very, very neat little feature. Next off is SafeShare. I'm not going to go real deep into this just because I'm not specifically reviewing that. You can click on the home, and it'll pop this little guy up right here, and this video is going to play here in just a second. I'm not going to run it for you guys. You can watch that yourself, but basically it allows kids to sign in, share their screens with each other. It's supposed to be a completely free way to do it. It is in their beta test version right now, but basically kids can get online and surf the internet, game online, and be able to talk just like they would over a phone using the computer over something that's called VoIP or Voice over Internet Protocol. Probably is that was what they're using. Pretty cool little guy. It'll have little tabs of their friend's screen. They can click on
Time online.
And they can bring up their friends' screens and watch what they're doing, and then minimize it back down and keep doing what they're doing. Pretty cool little feature. I went ahead and downloaded it, got it this far, and you can see that it says SafeShare. You can enter in their stuff. With the vernacular listed here, it's probably for the kids to do, and so they can access it that way. So looks like a pretty cool little deal. On a side note, I'm going to go to a screenshot here. Hang on just a second. So what you're actually looking at here is a quick screenshot of whenever I first pulled up SafeShare. One of the things I thought is interesting is YouTube had a video, or SafeShare had a YouTube video embedded right in this area that you'll see right next to the PG Key website blocking. And it said the following website is currently blocked, youtube.com, and I had to enter in a password if I wanted to be able to see it, and click always allow. So the good thing is that even if kids aren't going directly to YouTube and finding things, they'll still get blocked if it's an embedded video in another website or something they go to. This will also help block that as well. Super, super cool. So there's SafeShare for you right there. It looks like it's probably a free program. Pretty neat. Finishing up, the last one that you've got here is the upgrade, and you can go here and pay to upgrade to the full maximum protection. It looks like they're at $20 now, which is actually down a little bit from what they were, $19.99 I should say, which is a little bit down from what they were initially selling the program for, which is a good thing for us. Again, here's your email code, and then once you get the code, you enter the activation in, click upgrade. It'll take you to the newest. So overall, I think the Action Alert free edition is pretty sneaking cool. I think it's a pretty solid program. I think it's got some very neat features to it. I think this is going to be a program that's going to be best for those kids that have a computer of their own, and they're the only ones who get on it, since you cannot diversify out the amount of users that are on it. Again, it looks like they're going to fix that in the Maximum Protection Premium version. So I would say this is not going to be good for a shared computer, especially if you use it as an adult, or if an older kid is using it for research, for school, and a little kid who's an 8-9-year-old or whatever who's on it. Probably not going to be good, because you can't tailor it for each kid, and that's probably going to be your problem. My favorite are obviously the best things I think to it is the notifications and the words you can add, the time limits and when they can't be on it, and those things that you can set, and the amount of time per day, and then the website blocking, being able to choose what you can block, or being able to choose only what they can get on. Very cool. Limitations to it, I'm going to say, are probably going to be the no specific user options. Again, that's solved by spending the $20 and getting the full. We'll do a review on that a little bit and make sure it works well. And then there's very few options to be able to do social monitoring, like specifically for each one. How do you address some of those things like Facebook and entering in stuff there could be a problem. Again, I think that's something they solve in their Maximum Protection. So overall, I do recommend that you take a look at this software. Again, you can go to www.actionalert.com and check out their free version, or purchase the full. We will be doing a review on the full here in a minute to see what that looks like for you guys. Pretty solid program. I think you're going to like it. It's worth checking out. Guys, I'm going to have a link right below this video review. You can click on that and go check out this and download it. If you do that, I want to be very upfront with you guys. That is an affiliate link, and that will give me a little bit of money if you download the free edition or if you purchase the full. So if you would do that, help support this site and helps pay for this video review. It will not cost you any more to do that. So that doesn't cost you any more money to do it that way. That just helps me out. So, guys, I wouldn't recommend this if I wouldn't sell it to my grandmother. I think it's a good product, and if she had a use for it, I'd sell her on this being an amazing product. So go check this out over by clicking on that affiliate link here. And check them out. Very, very cool. Guys, if you want any more information on any kind of family-related stuff, you can go check us out at www.thefamilypodcastnetwork.com, and you can take a look at us over there. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, concerns, feel free to leave them, and we will talk to you guys later.